Memphis. Nothing but Memphis. Everywhere we go, it's Memphis. Memphis, Tennessee, the beautiful land in the world.
And I'm thankful for this guy who tweeted and said I don't have that fire in my eye no more. That game right there was for him. That's what I do. I prove people wrong each and every night, and that's for him right there.
Hi, this is Tom Izzo at Michigan State, and you're listening to Grizz 901.
Yo, what up, Grizz Nation, and welcome back to another episode of Grizz 901. This is the first win edition of the season. Unfortunately, came 7 games in, but we are now one in the left side of the column. We are on the up. We're looking good. We're feeling good. Listen, I know I quit last show, but I'm back, and I'm here. I'm your host, Daniel Greer, and we have a great show here. I wasn't supposed to be on the show, but because they won, I wasn't missing it, baby. Let's get into the show right now. Who is he? Let's quit. Yo, Nate, man. How you feeling tonight? Feeling good?
Victory! All is well until Wednesday. At least we got like 2 full days to just soak it in, man. Let's go.
Man, I'm feeling good. I listen, I have to be very honest. I missed a bad beat tonight. Had a chance to make $775 off of $25 by Zaire coming up with 6 points instead of 8 points. So, hey, but besides that, I'm feeling good. I was super pumped when they won. You know what was great? My favorite moment of the entire night was hearing hammer, nail, coffin. And honestly, it caught me off guard. Like, because I didn't feel comfortable that the Grizzlies were going to win until that actually happened. And so at that point, that was, no way. It's happening? Are you busting out the champagne?
Woo!
If you're hearing this, we have champagne popping. Wow. Man, everybody in the comments, all I see is yes.
Everyone who's like, this is the Grizzlies championship. This year, it might be. Cheers. Hey, I'm going to soak it in, baby. We won. Was I saving this for the Grizzlies' first win in the year? Yes, maybe. Was I worried it might expire before I got to use it? I mean, maybe. We're here. How many losses do we have? 6?
We have 6.
The road to 76-6. We are on the way.
That's funny. Man, I'm excited about tonight. I'm just excited in general because the team played well overall, and I was nervous that they wouldn't put it all together because they were playing so well, but man, they just felt like there was something missing. And so I'm glad that they finally decided to put it all together and kind of get together and make big runs. And the biggest key of the entire night was the fact that they went with the main guys, and that was putting Desmond Bane back in very early in the game. I think that was very important. So shout out to Coach Jenkins for realizing that. Thank God. If not, we probably all would have crucified him on this show. But the Grizz win tonight. We are in victory formation. We're feeling good, looking good. It's been a good night. Let me get the totals right quick, and I have something special later on if I can get this thing to work. 1 second. What was the final score?
The Grizzlies won.
112. The Grizzlies won. 112, 100. I don't have the graphic because I wasn't actually planning on doing this show tonight. But Desmond Bane, 30 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He had a steal. Overall, if you look at the game that was prior to halftime, Desmond Bane took 1 3-pointer and he finished 3 of 9. So he's 0-1 starting in the first half, and then he came out and went 2 of 8 the rest of the way. I believe I can't remember exactly what the total was at halftime, but he finished off with 30 points. So shout out to him. Another good game out of Jaren, man. Jaren, he finally had a block. It took him forever to almost the end of the game. But he finishes 27 points on 1 of 4 from deep, 11 of 18 overall, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 offensive rebounds, which is very important in my eyes personally. But also the fact that he played well and played within himself. And if you look at it, literally he had 1 foul, and even at the end of the game, it was possibly going on Bismack Biyombo, and he held up his hand real fast. Hey, that one's me. And it's great that Jaren now can say that is me. Give me the foul. Sane,
I've got a question for you.
What? Hold on. Sane wants it. No, chill. Chill. Hold on.
I've got a question for you.
What's up?
What were the keys to victory, and why was it Bismack Biyombo?
The Biz.
The Biz. Dude, what a difference having actual NBA players makes, huh?
Oh my God! Look at this! Look at this! Gilliard MVP. Get out of here! Get out of here, Ryan! With that,
I'll give Gilliard this. He's held up way better than I thought he would. I still would prefer to not have Jacob Gilliard playing many minutes. So,
yeah. No, I agree. I think that's a joke. Me and him were both talking about it, and we couldn't understand why he was still in the game, but he was. So
I see your tweets.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I apologize.
Oh man, no. What I mean, seriously though, coming back and your lineup, you still play Jacob Gilliard, you still play David Roddy, but Roddy and Lofton, I think everybody can understand those minutes. Even though my boy Roddy's gotta remember where his man is. But I guess so does the entire Grizzlies defense. But instead, you replace the Laravia, Vince Williams minutes with Santi. You have another legit big in Bismack Biyombo who made such an easily noticeable impact on the boards. Playing with real NBA players makes a difference. Let's see if they can do it again.
No, I agree, man. It was nice. It was something that honestly, overall, it looked like the flow was so much better than it had been, and that was kind of an issue in the past. It was like it just didn't. The flow just looked off at times. But tonight it looked like the flow, they kind of held it together. That was important for me. But it was fun. It's fun to see them finally playing together. I did call him, I didn't call him Mickey Mouse looking. I said he was Mighty Mouse. There's a difference. I said he was Mighty Mouse because he is. Him and Mighty Mouse, same size. But it was funny. He went to go kind of blocked somebody on the baseline, and the dude just kind of like went over top of him, like, bro, who is that? And just kept going straight to the hoop. It was like, I didn't even realize it was down there.
We're going to go to LOL Nope Jones because DeAndre Ayton was thinking, oh, who was that when he got megged in that first or second quarter? That was awesome, man. That was if this was Tyrese Halliburton, it'd be on SportsCenter top 10 moment, but it's not. No. It's Jacob Gilliard, so it'll never be seen by anyone ever again. But we know.
Yeah, true that. So, tonight, what a game overall. It was fun. It was a game that the Grizzlies looked like they played well in. Any kind of like crazy thoughts that you have into the future? Because do you think that this is sustainable? Like that's the big key to all this. Is this sustainable? And I think that's a big question right now, is because I'm not sure they can actually keep going with this, but it looks like we're heading the right direction. And sometimes when you get the monkey off your back, you can kind of take a deep breath real quick and kind of head the right direction. I think Bismack does help the guys. I think that's very important. But I'm curious of whether or not all this kind of comes together a little bit easier for them in the future.
I do. And it's like, I mean, listen, they're still missing a lot of parts. Like, there's still a lot of things that they were not playing a very good team tonight, and a lot still has to come together. But they got a big piece tonight that helps them in Bismack Biyombo.
Yeah.
Truly. Like, Bismack Biyombo allows them to do what they're familiar with, which is play with a big that can screen for you, can roll for you, can play big around the rim, and then lets Jaren be Jaren too. And I think that was probably the most encouraging thing to me tonight, is they found something that worked at the end of the game. Like, they found something that worked, and it was a screen, putting Ayton in a screen, and then going with Bane. Yeah. That's something they haven't been able to do with Tillman. It's not something they were able to do with Jaren, right? It's not the same, because Bismack is that guy who's just a bruiser down low, and Tillman, for all of the stuff he does awesome, he's just not big enough to do that, right? He's just not big enough to do it. He's not skilled enough to overcome the lack of size. So that's big for them. Getting Santi back was big. He was a definite offensive spark. And it's like, it truly was like, okay, oh, these are NBA players out there now. Really, I mean, it's what it looked like, and it puts the spotlight on Laravia and on Roddy. And I'm not gonna throw Vince Williams in there because he hadn't really gotten many real minutes yet. But it's like, oh, this is why you're at the end of the bench.
Yeah.
Right. Because these guys can do something you can't. And so I do think it's sustainable. We've seen it from Bane already. We've seen it from Jaren already. Marcus Smart, 4 for 9, 2 for 5 from 3. That's much more what you want from him, right? And then you got Biyombo, who's there to actually help with the boards, man. Like, they were getting murdered because of their size, dude. So yeah.
Well, Bismack overall plus 18 on the in the game. He was a 11 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, which is big. And then 6 defensive rebounds. Saying I sent you the link. Check your email. And then 4 assists, which is big. But the main thing I want to call out is this comment right here. Kennard plus 30 tonight in the game.
The 3-point specialist hit threes.
At times, he looked bad. And then finally, it looked like he caught being a little bit more comfortable in the game. It looked like the game was a little bit easier to him. And at that point, it looked like he's feeling like he was, I don't want to keep saying comfortable, but he looked like he was much more comfortable finally. And then when because once those threes start falling, you don't feel like you're just out there just on an island, just getting diced on the right. defensive end. And so I think it was a big outing for him for the simple fact that now he's able to kind of continue to feel more comfortable, but also going forward, it should be something that he could feel good going about. And so we're going to see. But before we go there, we do have somebody joining us. Let's get to the 3-shot.
Oh, Hoodie saying.
Hoodie saying. What's up?
Hoodie saying in the building. Dewey saying in the building. Glasses on saying in the building. What the fuck is going on with y'all, bro? Y'all know what it is.
Hey, we're
family show. We've never said anything bad, even after the last game. No bad words, right, Daniel?
Hold on. My camera ain't right quick. Let me come back with my HD camera. Y'all need to see me in 4K, man. Take me out right quick.
What is happening? All right, so he'll be back here in a second. Camera. He's got to hang out. I'm not sure what he's doing. Anyway, we're gonna go 3 wide for a second, just to keep it out as.
Well, while he's doing that, the Kennard thing, man, it was like he saw 1 go through. You're like, okay, that looked like him. He saw 2 go through, and then he was like, oh, that looks like me. And then he just started letting it fly, right? And that's what you wanted to see because, man, him making those shots just spreads the floor. Now, he can't be like a go-to option, right? Because he can't get to his own shot. But him being like the second or third option out there as far as shooting goes, not necessarily offensive option, but second shooting option, dude, opens up the floor for them. Night and day difference. And so 3-point specialist makes threes. Good things happen.
Yeah. Let's get to another guy real quick before Hoodie Sane joins us back. And that is Zaire. How unimpressive is Zaire tonight? He was minus 17, which obviously was the only player, outside of Adama and Gilliard. Mighty Mouse was a minus tonight, minus 17. Thoughts tonight on him just overall and what, just on Zaire, and was he unimpressive, or you think it's just it is what it is kind of game?
I'm taking this game with a grain of salt.
Okay.
If I'm being honest. It obviously is not what you want to see. Like, you want to see him with like the Trey Murphy upside, but to be honest, I mean, I'm seeing good things out of him. You see him using his length on defense. You see him knocking down some shots. You got to have the right expectations for the guy, right? Yep. And the expectations can't be he's going to step in and be this all-star wing. It's just not going to happen. And so is it unimpressive if your expectations for him to be a great starting wing and your third or fourth offensive option? Yeah, it's unimpressive. Yep. If it's, hey, he's a backup wing and he's probably like your 7th or 8th option, I'm good with it. I'm good with what I've seen.
Saying, what's your thoughts on Zaire tonight?
I'm kind of convinced that this is kind of what Zaire is going to be. A guy that if he gives you 10 points, is a good game for him. Super passive. Even when we have bad lineups out there, Zaire is still super passive. So I'm not really stressing too much. He's playing really good defense. he knocks down shots sometimes when we need him to. He looks a lot better than he looked last year, so I'll take that. And I think he separated himself from guys like Jake LaRavia, David Roddy, whatever. So which ain't really saying much, but he's fine. I mean, we just got to kind of temper our expectations of what we think he is, But that's it.
If you told me a year ago we could play Zaire Williams, I'd consider it a small miracle.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's definitely a miracle that he is a starting player on this team, but he's also a contributing player. Yeah. Listen, I thought he had a mid game tonight, but in the first half, if you look at his stats, in the first half, he was very crucial for getting a lot of the loose balls and the big rebounds. Like he knocked down a big three when we needed it. So a lot of things that he did that was impressive to me happened in the first half. The second half, it became the Bane show and the Jaren show, and they took over, and it was kind of get out of the way. Luke Kennard stepped up. At that point, yes, he was unimpressive, but the second half, I think that's you have to give a little bit to get, and I think you got three guys that were just in fuego. So you have to go that way.
Basketball is a simple game. Sometimes you just give it to your two best dudes and tell them to go hoop. Yeah, and that's what Jaren and Bane did in the fourth quarter. Like, just give it to your two best dudes, and just seeing Biyombo laying hard picks and getting rebounds, I was like, shit, man. Like if you can, like you said, when you came on my show last week, if you could just get him to be Timu Steven Adams, I mean, that really helps. It really helps us, man. We saw that tonight. Like, if you can just come out there and kind of emulate some of the things that Steven Adams did, that style of play is a lot better than the Xavier Tillman corner three opening the corner. You know what I mean? But if you could use him nowhere. So
y'all call Bismack Biyombo Timu Steven Adams. Let's go. That's amazing.
Steven Africa.
Steven Africa. Awesome. Is he like a Raleigh? He's like a Raleigh Adams.
Dude, but this is what I'm talking about. Put a big human next to Jaren.
For sure.
Seriously.
Hey, speaking of winning, if you go check out Grizz 901 podcast on Twitter, I just put up my victory champagne celebration that I did right when the game was over. I was honestly almost a little late to this, but I had the kiddos and the wife take a video of me real quick, and so I had to pop the bottle for the first win. So go check it out there. If you're not already following us, please follow us at Grizz 901 podcast. But anyway,
that's it. Biz man.
Oh, I didn't know you did that. You didn't want to do it on air with me, man. What a moment we
could do that in the house. I can't do that in the house.
I did. I got in trouble for it too.
Bizmain.
Listen, hey, LOL, nope, Jones. I like that. Bizmain.
Bizmain, been on your hoe.
Oh man.
Oh man. I'm about to put that on a t-shirt, man. It's launching tomorrow.
Yeah. Take it, Nate. Lead the show, man. Lead the show. I don't even know what we're doing here.
Dude, I'm just so happy we won. You want me to do hashtag analysis? Because I don't. We won. Who cares? We won. We didn't have to play Jake LaRavia. We won.
Yeah, true.
What are we talking about, man? I mean, seriously. I mean, the biggest thing for me is Desmond Bane and Jaren.
Hey, that's
what's been the consistency.
Let's talk about Bane real quick. I don't mean to cut you off because I think this is very important. For one, this is big. Ryan, I didn't even know that. So the Blazers scored 2 points in the final 8 minutes of the game. So shout out to you stats nerd. But what I will say is I think a lot of people have underestimated Bane. Desmond Bane he wasn't a all-star last year, but my God, the dude took over when he needed to. And I think that was the biggest thing is like he took over the game. And if you could look at his shirt when he came back into the fourth quarter, looking at his jersey, whatever, and it was just soaked through. Like it was just done. And I don't even know how many minutes he played tonight. He only played 34. He played more. He played, I think, 10 more minutes the last game. Mm-hmm. But what he does and what he's doing on this team is next level. Much next level. And so I'm curious, Nate, we'll go back to you since you're the one that brought him up. What's your thoughts on Bane and what he's doing right now?
I mean, it's all-star superstar-esque level stuff. I mean, he's carrying the team, right? And I mean, I know they're 1-6. It's not pretty, but he's the only reason they've even had a shot at any of these games for the most part. The other side of that is Jaren, and I do want to get on Jaren in a minute, but
yeah, absolutely.
What Dez is doing, I mean, you see him at the end of the game. He got a little bit back into the crack in the hardwood with that dribble. It's getting all the way up to his chin. But it's because he's exhausted at the end of the game because he has to run it. And you see Marcus Smart take over here and there, go run in possession. You see him feed Jaren every once in a while. But for the most part, it's Dez or bust right now. And I think one for the Grizzlies going forward for the next, 18 games, it's a big deal to have a guy that can carry that type of load. And you saw him get to that jumper over and over and over again. That's big time. But going forward after that, Ja Morant and Desmond Bane, I mean, I think we're starting to see the true ascension. Like Dez sort of gave us a hint his second season. Then he started giving us a hint his third season and got hurt. And then came back and sort of got it going towards there at the end. I think now in these first 25 games, we're seeing this is Desmond Bane's arrival. This is Desmond Bane really coming in and making a statement. And then you put him next to Ja Morant, and all of a sudden you're getting to that Steph Curry, Klay Thompson duo type of talks, right? Where it's like, oh, these guys, like, what are you going to do? You take away one, the other one's got you, right? Now they're going to do it way differently than the Splash Brothers did it. But that's a big deal. And then, but honestly, I think the thing that really elevates this team is the consistency of Jaren. I mean, he's done this game after game after game now. Stayed out of foul trouble, been a presence on defense, gotten rebounds, and then been consistent on offense. If you get all three of those guys clicking, man, it's dangerous. Now you got to, for this season, still got to survive till Ja gets back. But for now, dude, the ascension of Desmond Bane plus the consistency of Jaren Jackson Jr. makes this team dangerous now. You still got to play defense and shoot over 29% from three. That's a team thing, but those two guys are looking awesome.
Shane, what's your thoughts on both those guys? Just overall this season so far.
Yeah, man, Bane's been incredible. When he can come in and just take over and be big like he was, in this game, man, you're talking about a totally different type of player. Just been really good, man. Getting to that mid-range jump shot like you talked about. Just seeing Jaren be involved in the offense more, not standing in the corner. I'm salivating watching Jaren, in the setting screens, in a two-man game and taking the ball in the mid-post, posting up, getting to the basket, that and one at the end of the game. All just major stuff, man. And this is something we know these guys can do. And I think that all of it can just be a carryover when Ja gets back. And when Ja gets back, you're talking about those two guys already been in the fire, doing their thing, putting up crazy numbers. You get Ja back, and teams are going to really have to start picking their poison.
Right.
Because you got Ja and Jaren out. I mean, you got Bane and Jaren out there. The third guy is not Zaire Williams, is not Marcus Smart, it's Ja Morant. You know what I mean? So teams really going to have to start picking their poison, man. But it's good, man. It's good stuff for sure. Seeing them play the way that they're playing right now. Good to just get that win, man, more than anything. This team, they played well enough to win, a lot of these games so far this season. But to see them close this one out, especially after that third quarter, man, when the referees, shout out to who said that? Something about the refs.
Probably me.
So Kenny Stubblefield, he said something like, in spite of that, man, that third quarter was big. Like, the refs really started letting the game get out of hand.
Yeah.
But the Grizzlies, they weathered that storm, came out in the fourth, knuckled down, and just a good feeling, man. We ain't felt one of these since game 3 of the playoffs last year. So, you know what I mean? So it's good, man. It's a good feeling to see this team pull it together. Marcus Smart looked good down the stretch defensively, big time steals. He got a steal and an offensive foul in the fourth quarter, at least one steal. Yeah, just doing what Marcus Smart does, man. But yeah, it's good stuff from those two guys, man. Good to see those two, kind of grow up in front of our eyes, and just the numbers those guys are putting up. Yeah, when Ja gets here, you expect it to just take it to another level.
For sure. Let's hit on some of these comments real quick. First thing I got to pull up is the autocorrect from Brown Unboxing. Karen is playing big man basketball. Hey, man, quit texting about Karens, okay? You don't have to go to autocorrect like that. Sorry, I tried to make it funny. sad anybody thought Ayton deserved to be taken over Jaren. Absolutely. Jaren dominated that dude tonight. Just dominated him. He looks so much better than him. And honestly, Bismack dominated him in a sense. Is really what it looked like. Looking at a couple more. He corrected his Karen to Jaren, and now is playing big man basketball. I agree. Real quick, I have to ask this question because I don't actually know. But is anybody else, when you're on your X or Twitter, are you seeing like that we're trending in a sense? Like, so our show. So if you hit the search on Twitter, are we up there like everybody else? Like, or is this just me and I found I'm in the algorithm?
Well,
hey, we are. Look at that, man.
Me being on my own for you doesn't feel like a big accomplishment, though, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it might have something to do with it, man. Let me log into one of my burner accounts to see.
Yeah, I got to bring this up, though. I got to bring this up just because I have to answer it.
Real quick.
The answer is no. John McAfee, yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all. That's all I had on
that. NFL, Bengals, and
listen. Hold on. How do I say this one? The Eagle 2123. He came from Twitter. He came from the Twitter chat.
Hey, here's a toast to you, the Eagle. As Daniel wanted to say it. The Eagle.
Sorry. Hey, listen. If you can have funny names, those are my favorite. I always say that every time. Volcano of the Sweat. Yeah. All right. So, all right. I don't know. Goon the Shooter. I don't know why Portland didn't play Moses Brown in the paint. First of all, who is Moses Brown?
The chinned up kid. For real, that's who it is.
I literally watched the entire game. I never heard his name once.
He didn't play. I don't think he played.
Okay, that's why. Okay.
You know who he is now, though? The kid from UCLA with the kid lifted his chin up. That's him. He used to play for the Thunder or something one time.
Nacho Libre. Sorry. I thought you were talking about that guy looked like Nacho Libre, not me.
Yeah, no. Talking about you.
All right.
So let me take it back to this. Let me take it back to this.
Get the show back on track.
This. Because I do think this matters. Blazers scoring 2 points in the final 8. Now, part of that is they missed a bunch of shots they'd been hitting the whole game, right? That's part of it. The other part of it is the Grizz can play defense when they want to. Like, it's when they're not disinterested on defense, they can play it. When they're not just going through the motions on defense, they can play it. Which means if they're going on an offensive run, they play good defense.
Yeah.
But they got to get back to where they play good defense to go on a good offensive run. Right? Yeah. They've got to get back to that. And part of it's also if you got Zaire and Roddy out there, they stay 20 feet away from Jeremy Grant on 3-point line after he just drained 3 already. It's like you got to get back to playing solid defense because this team is going to go through offensive droughts, especially because Taylor Jenkins is Taylor Jenkins. Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson are going to be off the floor at the same time. When that happens,
they weren't.
Buckets are going to be hard to come by.
Correct.
They were for a little while that game, right? They were for a little bit, and then he quickly put one back in. Right. He did a lot better this game of like, no, we're not doing that. Throw a guy back in.
Well, the unfortunate thing about that is like this was a must win. And I think that was his sentiment in how he chose to go with his guys. Like it was a must win. If we don't have these guys playing, we might be screwed in a loss. But obviously they didn't play a lot of, they didn't play a ton of minutes. So it's not that crazy.
No, but the point stays the same. You've got to be able to play defense when the shots aren't falling. Because that's how this kind of team's going to get your shots to fall. You're going to go through droughts, and you got to be able to bring it back together. You don't have Ja Morant to go in there when Desmond Bane isn't in there right now to go just get you a bucket. And so them being able to hold the Blazers to 2 points in the final 8 is encouraging. But they got to get back to being able to do that. Yeah. Even if it's not happening.
Saying, let's go to this one real quick. And that's LOL. Nope. Jones says, one thing I will say about we really do need a point guard out there because it is rough. Like, so obviously D Rose is out.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? Like, I know that Marcus Smart has been very loosey-goosey with the ball. We understood that when he came over here. He wasn't going to be a true point guard.
Right.
But since he's not the true backup point guard, what are we going to do? Are we going to play Jacob Gilliard in his limited minutes just to give us a point guard, or do we up the usage of Bane? Or as we saw tonight, Luke Kennard kind of ran the point a lot of times. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Because it looks like we do need somebody to facilitate, but obviously I don't know if we need a true point guard, but we need somebody out there.
I think Smart still kind of has to get used to playing with these guys as well.
Okay.
He's used to playing with, Tatum and Brown in Boston. Different kind of dynamic here with the Grizzlies. So I still think he's trying to find his way as far as that's concerned. He had 5 assists today, 3 turnovers. I say you give the ball to Bane more. The Jacob Gilliard minutes were freaking stupid, man. Like, just dumb as shit. Like, why is that dude out there? You talking about dude 5'9", can't guard anybody. He's okay in playing against guys on his level because he can shoot the ball a little bit, but no, just horrible minutes when he was in the game, man. Getting posted up by everybody. Chauncey Billups comes in and posted a little ass up. Like, it's just like wasted minutes, man. Like, I don't. If you don't have Derrick Rose, you just don't have a backup point guard. It's no point in putting that guy in the game. But I think we'll be fine in the area. 18 more to go, man, till you get one of the best point guards in the league. That's coming very soon. Just get through this, man. Find a way to be. If you can get 10 games out of this 25, you're in really good shape, in my opinion, because that leaves you where you got to probably win like 32 out of – no, I'm sorry, 32 out of 57 when Ja gets back, and I think you're in good shape. Yeah, I'm not tripping off a point guard play. I mean, I know it's bad. I know it's rough right now, but a lot of it just comes from why we playing Jacob Gilliard, man. Like, Luke can handle the ball pretty good. Bane can handle the ball. Smart can handle it. We've even saw some Zaire minutes. Just get it done, man. Put the ball in the guys that can hoop and let them go hoop, man. This basketball, it's really simple. So, yeah, I get it, though, for sure.
What I've seen over the last, I guess, couple times is anybody brings the ball down, and depending on how the offense is going, most of the time we're going to flow through our big man at the top of the key. I think I said that last game.
Right.
If we can get our big man to the top of the key, free throw line extended, bring him out a little bit more if he needs to, and let him hand the ball, such as Steve-O did. We're getting back to what we were doing on the offensive end after that 5-out-ish isn't working, and we know that's not working.
Hey,
I think now – go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I just think that we're finally getting away from whatever that 5-and-out was.
I didn't watch anything but the end of the third, bro. So were they doing it? Like, were they running that? Did they stop doing that shit and doing something different or what?
No, they were doing the first half of the first Blazers game. And then the second half, they kind of started running more through X and letting him go and start from the top of the key.
This game, were they running
this game, they went straight.
Old school.
They went a little bit more old school. Bismack wasn't exactly the guy going up there, but he wasn't handling the ball as much. But he was being the guy who was roaming the top and going to find somebody to pick. So they weren't exactly going through him, but they were allowing their offense to be developed through him without, passing like they do to Steve-O and letting Bane run back door, different things. Because one, he doesn't probably play the same way Steve-O does, but an easy thing to do is just let him go screen because he's a big body. So that's really what they were doing. Let me look through these comments. Go ahead. Anybody got anything?
I think sometimes our fans want to say stuff just so like we can know what it sounds like to say it. They see other fan bases saying fire this guy. I think we just like saying stuff sometimes just so we can
just like this.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Well,
let's do it tonight. Let's just fire Kleiman tonight while we're at it.
Why not?
Just go to his house. Let him know. Don't do that. David Vickers, first of all, welcome back. I haven't seen you comment in forever, it seems, but welcome back. But yeah, we are proud fathers tonight. It's been a good night. It's been a good win overall, and I'm happy that the Grizzlies finally figured out a way to finish the job in a sense, because we were up big time on the Blazers in the first game. Felt like we were handling that game in a sense, and even in the last 2 minutes, we were up by 8, and we just couldn't close it out. So tonight, in the end, they finally get the win. So that's big. Sane, do you have anything? We're going to go ahead and preview the next games. I'm going to go ahead and get you see if you have anything on this game, and then we're going to let you do the Grizz Teller again before we get you out of here.
No, I ain't got nothing, man. Just glad we got that dub, man. It felt good for sure. Somebody said, felt like a proud father. David Vickers said, felt like a proud father of the Little League game. Same here, man. Good to see those guys pull that one out, man, after the way they lost the other night.
Yeah.
It was a really deflating loss of the night. Came back, pulled one out in heroic fashion. Went off with like a 20-something to 2 run or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was close to that. It was big.
Yeah, man. That's what we're kind of used to the Grizzlies doing, man. Just kind of coming out and kind of blitzing teams and taking games at the end like that. We saw them do that a lot over time, and to finally get one, man, shit feel good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Next few games, anything that you're looking at because our stretch isn't easy, but any games that you're looking at, or any of the next game that you're looking at with the Heat on Wednesday that you're thinking we could continue this, or is it going to go back to where, hey, we got one, now we're going to go back on maybe take a couple more losses and maybe get another one? Or do you think that they can maybe figure out a way to string a few together or just a couple together and maybe even, let's say 4 out of 8, like just go 50-50, through this 8-game stretch that's coming up?
I think that this Miami game is winnable for sure. They've had their own struggles.
Correct.
That's a team that kind of missed out a lot, struck out on some major stuff, like, Dame Lillards of the world during the offseason. I could see us pulling that game out. It's at home. Another watch party at Hooters with your boy at that joint Wednesday. Y'all come and check that out. Wednesday for the Miami Heat game. I could definitely see them pulling that game out. Miami's at 2-4. You get that one, man, you start feeling like yourselves again, man. You can see the rest of the games this week.
They have the Heat at home, and then the Jazz at home on Friday.
You got the Jazz at home. You want some revenge for that game. That's not a good Jazz team. You can pull that one out. The Clippers, they're still kind of trying to find their way. That'll be a road game.
Yeah.
Then you got the Lakers, Spurs. Looking forward to that one with Wemby out there. I'm tired of them talking about Wemby too, man. Like, all right, bro, we get he's 8 feet tall. Like
everything he does is gonna look freaking ridiculous, bro. So we gotta do this dude's entire career.
Ridiculous.
Everything he does looks ridiculous as hell. Like he's like runs down. Oh shit, man! Look how long he looks running. Like damn, bro, he's 8 feet tall. Like we get it.
Then he catches it and he just kind of like he has like duck to dunk it.
Look how he blocked that shot. Like dude, he's 9 feet tall. Everything he does is gonna look like this. So anyway, but yeah, man, just I'm just a one game at a time dude, man. We got that win. Hope the guys start feeling like themselves again, man. This is still a good team, bro. Like the team that's been losing all these games. That hasn't been the Grizzlies we have seen over the years, right. And you're getting guys back. A lot of the hemorrhaging you had in the front court is slowing down. The bleeding is stopping. Bismack Biyombo looked great today playing with Jaren. You in a couple of days you're probably gonna have Tillman, Santi, Jaren, and Bismack all available to play. You know what I mean? And that'll be a solid front court, bigs or whatever. So I think there's something good to look at. You got Kennard knocking down shots. Bane and Jaren have kind of established themselves as being those dudes on this team. Marcus Smart's finding his way. Who knows what this team looks like in 2 weeks, man? If you can get everybody healthy, get Derrick Rose back, if you could just get this team healthy, man, it just kind of stop some of the bleeding as far as the injuries are concerned. Jitty coming back in his joint.
Jitty and the
shout out to the NBA making every city uniform number 46 in the entire league.
Represent Jitty Nation, man.
For John Concho. Shout out.
The popular number in the league.
All right, so a couple things from you. First of all, I don't have a banner. I don't have a banner for you. I would love to put this up here, but I have no banner for you. But anyway, he's Anthony Sane of the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays, correct?
Right.
Wednesdays and Fridays at noon. Don't miss it. We do have
watch party this Wednesday at Hooters. 10% off with your Grizz gear.
Yep, this Wednesday. Make sure you go pull up to Hooters downtown. Some of the most beautiful girls in the land. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to do the Grizz Teller thing real quick, but Shaggy 62 says the Grizz are winning Wednesday 108-100. So he is Grizz Teller tonight. So let's go ahead and go with you. Mr. Anthony Sane. You were spot on with the score last time. Do you remember? Do you know that?
No, it was the exact score. It was
Exact
just wrong
score,
team, right?
but the wrong team. So
well, I ain't gonna try to do no reverse psychology. Give me what my boy Shaggy said. Give me the 108, 100 Grizzlies.
All right, so Shaggy, listen. First of all, you will be the winner if Sane is the person. If he's the one that says it is 108, 100 for the Grizz win. What that is a 1-year subscription to the Discord to be a Bluff City Media Insider. You get all whatever kind of stuff once you become an insider for the year. But also you get a $100 gift card to our merch store over at Bluff City Media. But if for some reason Sane doesn't get it around the head, that's okay. Sane has to be within 10 points of the total. So if for some reason we can get the game and the Grizzly win, as long as it's what? So just 208, right? 208. So 218, 198. Look at me, my numbers. I used my toes twice. As long as we get that spread of number, then Shaggy, you will be the winner. But if not, whoever is the closest, go in and give your predictions, and we'll make sure that whoever is the closest, even if Sane is wrong, whoever is the closest will give you a 1-month subscription no matter what. So if you get it right, because you chose Shaggy tonight, you exactly copied him, we're going to go ahead and give it to him. So Shaggy, if for some reason he does hit it, make sure you DM us at Grizz 901 Podcast. All right, so we finally have this up. I don't see it. You said you put a banner up? Yeah, it's not on here yet. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna escort Sane out of here. Sane, thank you for joining us. Then we're gonna get into previewing. We're gonna preview the next game. Let's go ahead and get on to our commercial now. We'll be back in here, and what is this? 2 minutes and 19 seconds. We'll be back.
Seth Hennigan just still. He
doesn't look himself.
He just doesn't. In the big moments, he's not making the plays that have to be made. If you look at the raw stats, they're not terrible, but the 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
And he fumbled twice. They didn't lose those fumbles, but 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions, one of them coming at a terrible time on a 4th down late in the game when Memphis really needed to put points on the board. But I just don't think Seth is playing well enough to elevate this team.
Right.
I think he's playing well enough for Memphis to be fine, but as far as for them to do something special and to elevate this team, he's just not playing like that.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Kenny, there are certain guys in the NBA that are enigmatic players. They're going to be appealing to a large fan base. But when you have guys like that, who like John Morant, who have off-court issues he's had, Kyrie Irving has had the things he's had, the NBA doesn't particularly like the fact that those guys are larger than life. If I'm the NBA, if I'm ESPN, who of course are working together on all this stuff, I'm going to start telling you who you need to like. And it's going to be a different type of guy to kind of play off of the guys that are going to be there anyway. Let me put these squeaky clean image guys that we want to put in front of you up there as well to kind of counteract some of the stuff we get with the guys that we don't have any control out of. So let me put the Tyrese Halliburtons in front of you. Let me put the Shai Gilgeous-Alexanders in front of you, the Josh Giddys. Let me force these guys in front of you, not particularly on national television games, but let me just kind of create these little sub agendas with these guys to kind of make them those second tier stars that we're gonna like put out in front as well. Like, they're doing this on purpose, man. Like, if anybody can't see this, like, come on, man. Do not sit there and tell me that you really think that Tyrese Halliburton is a top 20 player in the NBA.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Yo, we're back. All right, let's get into the Heat preview. If you got any comments or anything, please let us know. If this is your first time, welcome. We are here on the Postgame Show with Grizz 901, part of the Bluff City Media Network. After every single game, one of us will somehow be here. I wasn't expecting to be tonight, but we've sucked so bad. I had to finally show up. I couldn't miss our first victory celebration. I couldn't. But we are the Grizz 901 team. I am Daniel, and he is Nate. If you're not following over at Grizz 901 Podcast, please do. You can also follow us at Bluff City Media. Is it Bluff City _media? That's what it is. But Bluff City _media. You can watch it on Twitter if you'd like. I know a lot of people are watching on Twitter, and that's great. Please join us over on Bluff City Media's YouTube channel. We're on the live section. We always go live after every game, and you can see us there. And the reason is because, one, we can see your comments. So if you're saying stuff on Twitter, we don't have a way to see it just yet. So please join us over here. I'd love to kind of hang out with you. But Nate, we got to get to the heat. This is the party is over. We got to get to it. Listen,
not quite. We're about 14 ounces from being over.
All right, so a little bit about the Heat, man. What's your thoughts? Because obviously they have Bam, they have Jimmy. They are started off 2-4. What's your thoughts on them, and how do we match up with them? Because honestly, that's going to be the next biggest tough test.
I mean, skill-wise, so far into the season, you match up well. I mean, they're 2-4. Am I right? Is that right? 2-4.
2-4.
Yeah, 2-4. They haven't played particularly well. The thing that worries me that I think is important that the Grizzlies have a win under their belt going into the game is it's going to be a battle of wills at a certain point, because the well is going to run dry for them just like the well runs dry for this team right now, right? And so who's going to want it more? And you got to want it more, right? And so far for Memphis, there's been points where they've wanted it more. But even tonight, during that third quarter run, it was the Blazers wanted it more during the third quarter, right?
For sure.
And so are you going to be the team that puts more on the floor during that game, or are the Heat going to be the team that puts more? Because quite frankly, the Heat, while they've struggled, you're not going to be able to hold them to 2 points in the last 8 minutes like the Blazers because you decide to flip the switch, right? You can't do that. So you got to want it to have a Taylor Jenkinsism full 48. You gotta put forth a full 48 to get it.
4 quarters, you'd say.
Yeah, a full 4 quarters, one might say. But listen, the rotations are going to have to be on point. The team's going to have to play together, I think, for a full 48, which even tonight, I don't think that happened. There's still some times where it got stagnant, which will happen during an NBA regular season, right? But I think what we both were really encouraged by tonight was they played together much more often than they tried to play solo ball or hero ball tonight, which is a switch up from some of the past few games. You got to do that for a full 4 quarters, and you got to want it more. You can't get down. You can't hang your head. You can't play lackadaisical on defense because the shots aren't falling on the other end. And so, listen, they showed tonight they can put it together. For a team like the Heat, you got to put together for a full 48, which, to be honest, makes me nervous heading into Wednesday night.
Yeah, but it also makes me feel better because looking at a team that is struggling a little bit and being 2-4, they're not gelling, or they don't have the big burst of power. They are the consistent through and through team, and the Heat. It is the Heat culture, guys. The Heat culture. Let me write it on my shirt. But they do have a guy in Jimmy Butler who isn't playoff Jimmy. Was that not nerdy enough when I said Heat culture? I just think it's lazy. I hate Heat culture, especially when you say it like everybody else say that it's Heat culture. You don't have to put it on your jersey.
I'm not going to make fun of Heat culture. I think you're a dummy if you think Heat culture is stupid.
No, I think they're a bunch of.
I think it's pretty proven at this point.
Nah, a bunch of losers. All right, so Jimmy Butler is obviously there. I think Butler and Adebayo they're going to be obviously the biggest threats. But I think the thing that can swing a game is a guy like Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, just because of the outside shots. I think it's your left jab is going to be your Bam and Jimmy, right? That the entire night, just keeping you at bay, just jab, jab, jab. But then you can't get taken down with the uppercuts of Tyler Hero and Duncan from deep, because last game Duncan Robinson went 4 of 8 and Tyler Hero went 4 of 7. Like, that can't happen. That's the big swings that they want to have.
Yeah,
you limit those. then I think you have a chance. But also, this team, just by looking at what they have, and I haven't looked at and watched a game from them all year, I think they're just good players. I don't think there's anybody that's going to just completely overwhelm you with athleticism. I think they're just going to be good, solid players. And I think that helps us because we struggle sometimes with athleticism, but also just kind of, just somebody that over the top, athletes. I think that's what we struggle the most with because we are more of the just run of the mill, good, solid players.
Can't overhelp on defense. Can't overhelp on defense.
I agree.
Listen, then the reason I say that is I think that if you just looked at individual player box scores, you'll be able to determine what happened in that game much more by looking at Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson's box score than by looking at Jimmy Butler or Bam Adebayo's.
Correct.
Just play solid defense. And if guys hit tough shots, they hit tough shots. If they beat their man one-on-one, they beat their man one-on-one. But what you can't do is let Tyler Hero get 7 wide open threes and Duncan Robinson get 4 wide open threes. And then all of a sudden the entire floor spread out and you're giving up buckets to Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, right? So you can't do, and that's what worries me is I see it so much with Zaire and Roddy and guys that are going to play and you have to play. Dude, you can't play 20 feet. You can't overhelp. You can't play 20 feet off your guy.
Yeah.
You got to stick to him. And then you got to trust that the guys are going to own what they own on the screen. They're going to switch the screen correctly. They're going to fight over the screen correctly, and they're going to figure it out. And then you're going to stay on your guy. But this whole everyone collapses to the paint thing, it just can't happen. And I think getting the one win under your belt is huge because it's a monkey off your back, right? It's like, oh, okay, we can play a little bit freer now. It's not, oh, are we going to blow this again? You can go play a little bit freer. At the same time, man, you got to make that adjustment. And I think they'll have 2 days to take a breather, look at some film, and Taylor Jenkins can get in the room and say, guys, we can't overhelp like this. I hope so, because I think it'll be a huge determining factor in that game.
The Heat right now are 0-3 away. They're 2-1 at home, 0-3 away. That helps us, but it also scares me because that means they haven't won away, and they're like, "Hey, we need to get this because we got to turn
because
things around
Heat
the road."
culture,
because the Heat culture, stupid shit. Yeah. So anyway, I hate it.
I know you do, buddy. It's okay.
Whatever. Listen, I'm looking forward to the game on Wednesday. I will not be in attendance, I don't believe. I'm going to try to get to a game at some point. Maybe that'll be a game that when you come in town, maybe we'll go. Want to figure out a way
meet and greet.
Meet and greet. Ain't nobody trying to meet and greet us.
We're even more awkward in person than we are on the show.
Speak for yourself. No, so I'm excited about this. As Ryan says, it is a Lowry Smart flop off. Like those two guys.
Who's going to get to too many technical fouls?
Yeah. So how do you think the and Ryan, I know you're good at this, so if you're still watching, help me out. But I'm curious of what the rotations might look like because I always see this differently than some others, mainly just Ryan. But I see this differently than some others. So they obviously have Haywood Highsmith, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kyle Lowry, and Tyler Hero that start.
Oh,
so if it was you're going Bam on whatever his name is, our new guy. That one. Bismack. Sorry,
Biz.
for a second.
The
Biz. And then Jimmy Butler. Zaire.
I feel like you got to put Smart on Butler, right?
No, you don't have to. Maybe.
I feel like you should.
Do you think Kyle Lowry wears Skims?
Jimmy Butler. Hey, that's an official partner of the NBA. You're trying to disparage over there, John. Easy. They're definitely. Never mind. Nope. Family show, Nate. Keeping it PG.
Hey, does the Skims underwear bring in the booty too? Like,
I think if the based off of the
Doesn't it
spokesperson that joined the NBA for it, I'm imagining it promotes it. because that's made a lot of money for that family. So yeah, I'd imagine it's not bringing in and hiding anything. It's not necessarily their style. But yeah, Jimmy Butler's going to cook Zaire Williams. No, bad Daniel. No. Like you put Zaire on hero.
Really?
You put yes.
See,
I put Zaire on hero. I'm putting Smart on Butler, and I'm putting Bane on Lowry.
Why would you put Marcus Smart on Jimmy Butler? I'm just curious.
Because he's your best wing defender? Question mark?
That's a question mark, first of all, right now. Because I don't know. He's looked very sus.
He's not looked super quick, but Jimmy Butler doesn't get you with quickness. He gets you with craftiness.
I agree.
That's why I want Smart out there, because Smart's still as crafty as anyone else.
Yeah.
And I think Marcus Smart is still, maybe he's lost a step, but people were saying that last year, and then he was able to step up. Like I'll be convinced if we get to the end of the year and he's been getting cooked by team's best players left and right. But yeah, I would much rather have Marcus Smart on Jimmy Butler. Dude, Zaire is still too raw to keep up with guys who play the game that smart.
Okay.
Right? It's the same way you don't want him on Steph Curry. Steph Curry's too smart for Zaire Williams at this point. Yeah. It's not even that he's too quick. You know, that's where I'm like, okay, Marcus Smart's still your best guy. And let's also make no mistake. Like, once Ja Morant's back, you're putting Marcus Smart at that 3 spot. And Marcus Smart is guarding the other team's best player. That's what's happening. And he's going to do a great job of it. So, yeah, no, that's what I would do. And I honestly, let me look at Highsmith.
So real quick, Jaime Jaquez actually started the previous game against the Nets. So it looks like they're changing here. I haven't looked past 2 games, the November games, and so I haven't got back into October yet to look at their starting lineups. I'm going to go look at the Bucks real quick while I'm talking through this. They started Kevin Love that game, and then we went with Bryant, whoever Bryant is. Who is that? Thomas Bryant? I don't know why. So it looks like they're kind of all over the place. And I don't see Highsmith in that game. Maybe that's why, because Highsmith was out. So
tell me a little bit about Haywood Highsmith.
He's just can knock down some open shots. He's just a young guy who is athletic. He's probably one of their more athletic guys on the team.
Okay.
So nothing too crazy. So, all right. So Ryan, who usually tells me I'm wrong about everything, which is fine. He said Smart's going to guard Jimmy, Bane against Highsmith, and then Zaire's going to guard Hero. I guess to maybe give him a little bit more size, to maybe make him shoot over him. Then you have obviously.
Bismack, and where are you putting Jaren? Is my question then.
That's my question is about Jaren, is because at that point I would have put Jaren on Highsmith, in my opinion, and then I put Bane on Lowry because. What's Lowry going to do? Lowry, he'll hit an open shot, but that's it. So that's my thing is like Lowry will hit the open shot, but you're not talking about killing you too much where Bane can't play good enough defense. I think Bane is a very, very underrated defender. And so that's what I'm thinking is maybe go with Bane on that.
Well, I think I actually like the Jaren on Bam matchup. Actually, I do like that. You want him to be able to roam, and I think guarding Bam allows him to roam. If you have someone like Bismack Biyombo is going to be crashing the boards, which he will be. The question is, can you put Bismack Biyombo on someone like a Haywood Highsmith, who again I don't know.
Yeah, no,
enough about.
I wouldn't.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying is like, okay, if you can't put him there, then you kind of got to put Bismack on Bam. But again, I think there's a lot of moving parts for both these teams right now. So it'll be interesting when Tillman gets back.
Yeah,
to see what happens there too.
As Ryan says, the question is who are the Heat starting? Like we don't even know. All right, there's so many questions out there because I think what we figured out is the Grizzlies are a little bit bigger than the Heat, which doesn't happen very often, and so that actually helps the Grizzlies in this scenario, and it actually makes maybe the other team have to do something different. I don't know. We'll see. So
start David Roddy.
My God. David Roddy went on kind of a DMP stretch there for a little bit. Lofton went a little bit DMP. He came in early in the third, went DMP the rest of the game. And then Roddy went DMP until early in the fourth. And then he quickly in and out, gone. And then you didn't see him again the rest of the game. So it was weird, man. Listen, I think they went with their guys in the end. And I think that was the smartest thing you could do, especially for Taylor Jenkins and staff. But anyway,
we gotta talk about my boy D-Rod.
Oh
Maybe
God.
not tonight, but at some point. Not tonight. But man, I am still the self-proclaimed president of the David Roddy fan club. But my guy has got to mark his man. It drives me insane. Drives me absolutely crazy. It's okay. Early in the season.
All right, 2 comments. We're gonna start getting out of here, but as
John
High Rocket says, Bismack made a big difference. He is Bismain, as we have heard now. So see High Rocket,
more like Big Smack,
and then John McAfee. Roddy over under dribble off of his foot over a half. That's a guarantee.
We are honest, never vindictive towards David Roddy on this show. Honest, never vindictive.
Shout out.
I plead the fifth.
Shout out, Miss Roddy. Miss Darcy. She's a big fan of us, and so I don't want to speak too ill of him. But yes, he has struggled, but also, you know who struggled doing that tonight is Zaire. Zaire struggled with that too. I think he was having to handle the ball.
Marcus Smart. See also Desert. If you're a Memphis Grizzly, you've dribbled it off your foot at least once a game this year. So honestly, you're making a lot of money if you have that bet available, John, on any Grizzly.
No doubt. So make sure if you are not a Bluff City Media insider, please go ahead and join us. Listen, we have fun. We've within Bluff City bets, just in general, I know we've won enough people money. So if you want to join us there, please do so. We have a lot of fun there and doing our shows, but also the mainly the bets we put in the Discord has been very good. So join us over the Discord for sure. What are these comments saying? I haven't even read them yet.
Don't even bring up one of those saying comments.
I bring up this one.
How dare you?
Roddy is a tall
dare
Gillian.
you?
They got the same hair.
Honest, never vindictive. David Roddy won us at least one basketball game. He has that in my heart. So he's better than a tall Gilliard.
All right, we're gonna answer this one last, and we're gonna get out of here. What happened to our speed? We hardly run.
Got suspended for 25 games.
I was about to say he's suspended for 25 games. He'll be back, but Ja will be back. He's the main reason we run because once we get out of control, this team we cannot handle the ball on a string like Ja can. Ja is a master class at that.
I was about to say, I feel like I haven't brought this up in a few games, so I'll bring it up again. Dude, Ja Morant is a top, I'll say 15 instead of 10 player in the world. Top 15 player in the world. Like, when he comes back, the way he changes the game is just, it's hard for us to even think about because we're so used to it that it's a game changer. So, yeah, that is our speed. That's the entire speed. Did I see that same comment? Yeah. Did I keep going on with my point like a freaking professional? Yeah.
That was a professional
I did.
comment you had because I lost and he said Roddy looks like he's hooping with no draws on.
I'm like an entire bottle of celebratory champagne in, and I'm still a professional on here.
I haven't
Am I sweating? Maybe. Is my wife pissed? Does she go to bed? Maybe. Did I deserve it? Almost absolutely. But we keep on keeping on.
Hey, as David Vigor says, hit the like button. As we always say, when you walk in, you come in, wipe your feet, aka hit the like button. You can close the chat down, hit the like button, came back. Listen, it helps us find the rainbow of algorithm and help find people just like you that like our show. So but that's all we got tonight, man. It's been fun. Like I said, I did not expect to be on this show, but when they won, I'm not gonna miss for sure. But it has been fun. It has been good. Any closing thoughts for you, Nate?
Victory to victory. Listen, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's literally all I have.
Yep, we'll be back Wednesday. I can't wait. I love doing this show, and I have hated the last 6 games. Hate it because it's been miserable. It's made me say things I usually don't want to say ever negatively. But what we will say is we're going to back the team. We're going to back whoever as long as we can. But we're also going to be open and honest. But I want to say thank you all for joining us. The last few shows have been some of the biggest of the year so far. I can only expect to keep the growth going. And so thank you for joining us. But be a friend, tell a friend, and kind of let them know that we do a post-game show each and every night. Kind of keep us on the up and the up as the Price is Right the mountain climber goes. We want to be the mountain climber. And if you don't get that reference, Google it, kids. All right, that's it. I'm not gonna look at any more comments or I'm gonna get in trouble. All right, let's get out of here. Be nice and tell your friends.